swallowed Star 408 avoiding the battle. These geniuses were all scared away by Luo Feng's unreasonable and powerful strength. Hence, he was left with nobody around him as they all avoided him at great lengths, causing Luo Feng to have to look for his own prey. His gaze immediately landed on the distant cold-demeanored gold-clothed youth Janelli. Janelli too was looking over at the time. Sit further away. In the preparation room, that Janelli had coldly berated Luo Feng. That scene immediately popped up in Luo Feng's mind. Since it was that way, the next prey will be him. Kill. Luo Feng's eyes were filled with killing intent. So, the soaring shuttle became a beam of light and shot towards Janelli. Bastard! How could I randomly meet such a powerful one? Janelli grit his teeth and thought as he was filled with hatred. However, as one of the elites nurtured by the Gonwu Universe imperial family, he was very clear of the difference between a warrior who had stepped through the gateway of the origin laws compared to one who hadn't. Hence he clenched his teeth and turned around to flee. Pushkin, Pushkin. Like a war god slaughtering his way through the crowd, Pushkin creased his eyebrows. That black-haired punk wants to kill me. Janelli communicated, help me block him. You really know how to stir up trouble. Pushkin said with a thick low voice, resounding within Janelli's ear. According to power and rank in this group, Pushkin was number 1 while Janelli was number 2. Since they came from the same group, Janelli had long ago roped Pushkin in and made a deal with him. With the two of them working together, they would easily pass the arena wars. Originally, a team made up of the top 2 within a group would have been able to automatically pass the arena wars. This was almost something set in stone. It couldn't be helped that Janelli had messed with Luo Feng. If Janelli hadn't riled him up earlier, even though Luo Feng was strong, he still wouldn't willingly go pick a fight with both the number 1 and 2 of the group. After all, you only needed to make it till the top 10 of the group, he didn't need to risk it all. However now. Rumble. Pushkin took one step and rushed straight before Janello, his huge eyes glowing green as he stared at Luo Feng, communicating, Janelli was wrong, however we don't have to fight it out. If you spare Janelli's life, we can all pass the arena wars. Luo Feng stood on the soaring shuttle and looked at the giant before him. Pushkin, who was 2 stories tall, stood before him like a building, and compared to that Luo Feng seemed like a small child. Pushkin. Luo Feng stared coldly at his opponent and roared, make way. Pushkin, however, seemed enraged, as though prepared to say something. Humph. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed and flashed. Rumble. The gold rainbow immediately shot directly towards him and Pushkin's expression changed greatly. Roaring while waving his right fists, which was wrapped in an earthen yellow energy flow, the movement of his hand was almost like moving a mountain, seemingly slow, yet it actually managed to block Luo Feng's golden rainbow. All that could be heard was a earth-shattering rumble and clash. Pushkin was forced back close to 10m as he grit his teeth and stared at Luo Feng. Luo Feng was taken aback. The data on this Pushkin said he hadn't stepped through the gateway of the origin laws. Looking at him right now, that seems to be true. However, with a domain level 9, he's actually able to produce such strong power. Even at domain level 6, Hong could still kill an enemy with a domain of level 7. The factors that determine a victor in a battle were not only because of genetic energy, boundaries and origin laws, but also willpower, mental state, experience, etc. If one simply didn't have any willpower or heart to resist, he wouldn't be able to unleash even half of his strength. While if one has a strong battle spirit and is extremely passionate along with a powerful willpower, he could exceed his standards and unleash more than his actual power. And Pushkin's, who had a domain level 9, was able to reach rank 9 in the 89th world. Considering this, his battle strength alone was indeed shocking. However, there was still a huge difference between one who had stepped through the gateway of the origin laws and one who hadn't. Pushkin, you are not my match. Make way, otherwise you won't even be able to make it through the arena wars. Luo Feng stood on the soaring shuttle, coldly looking down at Pushkin and spoke to him. To actually kill Pushkin, he estimated it would take quite a bit of time. By that time more people would have died in the arena, and the moment only 10 were left, the battle would be over. It could very likely result in Janelli escaping and surviving. Humph. Pushkin clenched his fists and stared hard at Luo Feng once with his big green eyes before biting down fiercely, and heading away towards the distant group of geniuses who were still battling. Pushkin. Hiding in the back, Janelli roared urgently via genetic energy. Arg arg arg. Pushkin roared madly while waving his fists about and killing the geniuses one by one. Humph. Luo Feng looked at Janelli. Everything was going according to his plan. Within this group of 100, he was the only one who had stepped through the gateway of the origin laws. As he was also using the Nanshan armament, with just one move Luo Feng could tell that Pushkin was already injured. If he had continued to fight on, Pushkin would definitely die without doubt. Luo Feng didn't want to waste any more time on Pushkin. Pushkin didn't want to let himself die because of Janelli either. Hence he chose not to fight as it was the best option for him. Bastard! That Janelli cursed under his breath while fleeing as fast as he could. Fleeing? Luo Feng quickly chased after him with the soaring shuttle. So fast? Janelli's expression changed drastically. Once one comprehended the origin laws, whether it was based on attack, defense, flight or movement, these areas would all have great improvements. Luo Feng had caught up with Janelli in the blink of an eye. Scum, 2 long arc blades. He had a complicated struggling expression as he shouted, "Go and die." Who? With a step, the space itself seemed to warp around him as Janelli suddenly rushed towards Luo Feng. Light domain? Luo Feng scorned coldly, swiftly retreating. First technique. Luo Feng's gaze was cold. Compared to some who had stepped through the gateway of the origin laws, Luo Feng was even more intrepid. That was because the laws that he had comprehension of could be completely unleashed through the Nanshan armament. Rumble. The golden rainbow shot like a beam of golden light and attacked Janelli in an instant. Clang. Janelli crossed his blades and pushed them forward. Following that one clash, his entire body and throat trembled from the shock as he spit out fresh blood that was rising up his throat. Just like the absolute geniuses in the Gonwu secret areas, once one had a comprehension of the gold origin laws, they would indeed have a crazy amount of power. He actually blocked it? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Rumble, the golden rainbow shot once again towards him. I can't block it head-on, however I have no other choice. At the same time, it's too fast and I have no time to dodge it. Janelli thought hard to come up with a solution. He could only use his 2 blades to block it again. However, this time his arms had already weakened and he was already injured from the first blow. Peng. The 2 blades were immediately knocked away, while the golden rainbow slightly arced and pierced right through the pale-looking Janelli, right through his forehead. His head exploded. Janelli died. completely eliminated from the tournament. This scene caused the distant Pushkin, whose face filled with golden fur, to twitch his facial muscles. That Jinel actually only managed to block it one time and died the moment Luo Feng's second attack was unleashed. And Ao Fei Xiuxi couldn't even block it once. It's 2-2, I'm afraid I would only be able to block it 4 or 5 times at most. This bastard is too strong. Gold was as bright and strong as the sun, incomparably sharp. In terms of force matching force, the people with the gold origin laws were the most valiant. The entire battle lasted only about 5 minutes and the number of survivors had already reduced to 10. The battle was over. This madman, that bastard is a madman. That black-haired punk, just who is he? The surviving geniuses all looked at Luo Feng with hidden fear. However, many of them didn't even know Luo Feng's name. Because, during the introduction, they were all in the preparation room and did not get the chance to see Luo Feng's image. Actually, Luo Feng too didn't know most of the participants' name. It is more accurate to say that he only knew Pushkin and Janelli's name. Their reputation was huge. And Luo Feng's fame compared to theirs was very small. The 382nd group of the Arena Wars, 90 have been eliminated and the remaining 10 will have the right to contend for the spot in the 900 slots of the name list. A low voice resounded with the minds of everyone in the dojo. The other 9 survivors, including Pushkin, all looked at the black-haired youth carrying the dark golden long rod filled with killing intent. If one said that the most fearless in Hong's group was Savage, then this group's most fearless person was undoubtedly the madman Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Luo Feng. The over 1 million Black Dragon Mountain Star Field spectators roared with a lot of passion and enthusiasm. All of them were shouting with strength and hysteria, their expressions seemingly mad, and not even caring at all about their throats. The entire dojo, the ones who had the most right to roar like that, were the people from the Black Dragon Mountain Star Field. Their roar shook the earth and heavens. He is Luo Feng? As they were being teleported out, the 9 other survivors began to discuss and guess. Eruption. The Black Dragon Mountain Imperial Palace had erupted. The entire Black Dragon Mountain Island's trillion citizens all erupted. The entire starfields over 8,000 galaxies, countless people watching the broadcast, all erupted. Too brutal, too powerful. Luo Feng is too fearless. Thrilling, thrilling. Strong. He is a genius from our Black Dragon Mountain Starfield. Yes, from our Black Dragon Mountain Starfield. The countless people from the Empire were incomparably excited. In the past 100,000 to 1,000,000 years, there were indeed several times the Black Dragon Mountain Empire had people rush into the top 10,000, which was worthy of their excitement and pride. However, after making it into the top 10,000, it was mostly based on luck. It had been a long time since the Black Dragon Mountain Empire had such a tyrannical display of power from its warriors, in such an elite battleground. Yes, brutal. Savage. In this arena wars, I'm the #1 man. I'll kill whomever I want. I will create a path of slaughter. Even the war god like Pushkin had to lower his head and cower away. In the arena, Luo Feng was the king. The emperor. The others all had to lower their heads. Too thrilling. Luo Feng's power is too dominating. It was a total decimation with no resistance at all. Those weaker ones were simply cleared away with one move. I heard Luo Feng uses the Nanshan armament, don't you know what that is? That's one of the 9 godly weapons for the spirit reader controllers. After the arena wars comes the 1v1 battles. Luo Feng's strength will definitely be able to make it into that 900 name list. Luo Feng will definitely be able to represent the Gonwu universe country and compete with the other geniuses from the other universe countries. Haha, Luo Feng is from our Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Madness. Much news regarding Luo Feng began to circulate, including many fan clubs that swiftly began to form in order to support him. In many virtual universe games, there were many "I love you Luo Feng," or "Luo Feng the Master," or "Luo Feng's wife," or "I am Luo Feng's senior," even "I am Luo Feng's master." Such nicknames surfaced all over. During this battle, Luo Feng's strength had won over 1 trillion people.